Okay, everybody. So far, everything we've looked at from the gift I got from Chasing Diecast Cars and 1/43rd scale has been European. Let's look at some American stuff.
All right, quickly, before we get started, check out this other 1/43rd scale review channel that I found. Model Car Finn is doing great videos on 1/43rd scale. If you're liking these scale vehicles that I have been looking at, this guy has a ton of good stuff. Check out this video he did on his Mazda 6 that I saw the other day. Really like his format. Get a little cool little intro music there. Each video is going to have some information about the car. Then he's probably going to show it in the package, as well as some glamour shots that are really good photography, good camera rather. And then he's got a turntable shot, which I can't figure out how he does because the turntable disappears into the background. Check it out. So if you've been liking the cars that I've been reviewing in 1/43rd, check out Model Car Finn.
All right, so I have documented how amazing that gift was. Let's look at some of the American pieces that he collected before sending my way. A lot of these are going to be Solido, and that's a brand that until now I really didn't have any pieces. Well, I did have a few. I had a few 1/64 pieces that some of you guys in Europe, Diecast Dude especially, as well as Chasing Diecast Cars, sent me in 1/64. But now we're going to look at Solido in 1/43rd scale. And I'm just looking at this packaging for the Studebaker for the very first time. Kind of cool. You get some decals for some trim. I can put those chrome pieces on. Maybe later. We won't do that today, of course. We'll just look at it. And again, this is what you got. I guess it's a reference where to put the chrome pieces. All right, so this is a Studebaker Silver Hawk. Not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not super up to speed on Studebaker, the various vehicles. I know I saw one of these in the car show that my son and I went to, where we had our Corvette a couple months ago. I believe one of these was parked right beside us, and it is awesome. So this is what you get on this Studebaker from Solido. Lots of chrome. Chrome looks great. You've got some lensed headlamps. You got chrome around the windows. Let's see if any of these doors are opening. Nope, they're not, and that's fine. Really like the wheels on this one. Check out the white walls. Here's your base, 1957 Silverhawk. And tread on the tires, Solido, made in France. Really cool. Look at the really, I mean, just absolutely 50s style flares on the rear, the wings. You get some lens tail lamps on that. Like the two-tone roof, that's really cool. Interior looks pretty good. You're going to expect that in 1/43rd, as I am coming to learn. So that is our first one. Tell you what we'll do. We will put it over there for now. In fact, take a look at it going around the turntable real quick, and we will be right back.
Sadly, Studebakers lasted for almost 100 years in the United States. This Silverhawk was only made for 3 years. After World War II, the economy in the U.S. just absolutely crippled Studebaker, and they closed up shop in the mid-60s.
Okay, up next is a Ford Thunderbird. These are all going to be, as far as I know, these are all going to be Solido. This, gotta be honest, does not look like a Thunderbird. Oop, hood is coming off. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. Whenever you look at a massive collection like this, telling you what, guys, organization when you unpack it is crucial. Unless it's just me and my OCD, it would drive me bananas to not know where all these parts went. All right, so this is it's got a Thunderbird logo on the hood here. So this is a beautiful mint green. Look at the detail on the inside of the door here. Looks like it's got the actual appropriate chrome styling on the interior door panel. Steering wheel looks good. Rear looks good. Tail lamps look good. License plate built into the bumper. Let's flip it over here real quick. What information do we have? Ford Thunderbird 1961. Okay. No, well, can't decide if there's any tread on those tires or not. Kind of looks like some of the tires I drove on when I didn't have a whole lot of money for car maintenance. I like these wheels. Check out all the spindles. That is really cool. So there's your 1961 Ford Thunderbird, and I'm going to call that a mint green. Check it out on the turntable.
We all know T-Birds. Did you know they made them for 42 years? 1961 would have been a third generation Thunderbird. These were not marketed as sports cars, but actually as personal luxury cars.
All right, up next we've got a Buick. Looks like 1950 Cabrio. Buick 1950 Cabriolet. Can you see a theme with these paint colors? There was a lot of cruising down to the malt shop in these. This must be a newer version. It's got a lot more muscle to that plastic case that it came in. So we've got a really nice beige roof. Look at these sleds, guys. These things, I mean, they had to be 4,000 pounds rolling down the road. So you get a nice blue interior, bench seat. These will all be left-hand drive, I would assume. There's your Buick hood ornament. Look at that grill. Just looks like it's mad at you. License plate on the driver's side of the front bumper. White walls again. Deep dish. Hope some of my more seasoned collector friends recognize some cars that maybe they grew up in, or their parents, you know, would haul them around in, because these are really cool. And we don't have a lot of these really well done die-cast in 1/64. Tell you what, this looks like it comes off as you would expect a cabriolet to do. I'll mess with that later. It didn't snap off immediately.
All right, looking online, it appears this is a Buick Super, 1950 Super. Roadmaster was actually a trim offering of this vehicle and eventually became a vehicle that Buick made specifically with that name.
All right, last of the big boats coming up. This looks like it's another one of the newer Solidos. It's got the clearer plastic, and I promise you it is difficult to get off. And this is a cool one. This one is actually a Tucker Tucker was a short-lived American automaker. You can recognize those by this round, and I guess they're trying to say that's a light. I didn't know that was a light on the front of the hood. Crazy detail on the bumper with some vents built in. Got some white walls again. Look at the chrome back here on the quarter panel. Paintwork on these is pretty nice. Nothing exceptional, but it is nice and smooth. This has got to be 20-30 years old. I like the brown interior. It really makes this blue pop in your eye. White walls again. Really distinct marketing efforts by this brand, Tucker, to try and separate themselves from the other vehicles. 1948 Tucker. Here's your close-up of it. And next we have got some muscle on the way. Let me get these in the correct location. Be right back.
These are called Tucker 48s or Tucker Torpedoes. Tucker was a short-lived automaker. Preston Tucker started a car company in 1948. It was closed up by 1949, probably because of pressure and false allegations from the big three automakers in the United States. One of these sold for $1.2 million in 2011.
Okay, so we're going to kick up the horsepower now. We've got a 1964 Ford Mustang. And this is actually a 1964 and a half, which I believe was the very first year that they rolled out the Mustang. Joe, you can check me on that, and please do in the comments. I can't remember exactly why there was a 64 and a half, the half added to the number, but I know it's probably obvious to a lot of y'all. I just don't recall offhand. Wheels look right, look accurate. I like the chrome on the windshield with the wipers. Look how much detail you get on this convertible top cover. And here's your interior on this one. Everyone knows these tail lamps. And there is somewhat of an attempt of that Mustang gas cap, I believe. And here's what we get on the bottom. Solido 64 and a half Ford Mustang. Whoa, tried to drop it there. All right, so we'll put this one on the turntable. And you know what? I don't know if we're gonna have room. We're just gonna have to start piling them up here. Be right back. Okay, now for the Diecast Dude portion of the video. We have a Jeep from Solido, and there are some accessories as Diecast Dude would like. I don't know what these are, and probably not gonna spend a whole lot of time to figure it out. You do get some more decals as well. So this is one thing that I have learned way too late in life, but I believe these are referred to as Willys, not Willys like I called them, like some guy named Willie started a Jeep company. As you notice, there is no apostrophe where the S is. I think these are just called Willys. Anyhow, let's look at the Jeep, no matter what you call it, Willys or Willys. This has a simulated canvas top. It's got some, I don't think these are not rubber wheels. This looks like just an absolute utilitarian Jeep used by the U.S. Army as we fought everywhere around the world. There's your base. Not a lot of detail. It looks like it's pretty much all green. Let's see if we can stick him. No. Oh, there you go. That top comes off. You can see how it locks in place with these clips here. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so we will put it on the turntable for a quick one. Let's put this guy back here. And we will get out the next one.
Well, this is a pretty cool vehicle. First mass-produced four-wheel drive vehicle in the world. And if you are interested, I found an old commercial that pronounced it Willys. So that is how they pronounce their name, Willys.
Okay, now we are talking, or as my dad would say, now we are cooking with gas. Here is a 1968 Corvette. Took me a while to appreciate the styling and curves of this body model, but I have come full circle on it. It might be my favorite just because it is so unique to the other Corvettes. This is one that's kind of slept on, to be honest. A lot of people love the original. A lot of people love the split window Stingray and the modern stuff, but this one is just really, really cool to me. Canary yellow Corvette badge on the trunk here. Looks like you don't get a lot of detail work color-wise on the vents or anything like that. This has pop-up headlamps. The badge right there is not colored. The vents probably could use some black. Door handles could probably use some chrome. Black interior. Pretty basic model, but the profile of it looks right. We'll put it on the turntable. You guys tell me what you think.
This style is a C3, so that is the third generation Corvette, and that would be 1967 to 1982.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. We'll stay with the Corvettes for the next one. It looks like we've got one of the newer releases, or newer comparatively. This is a, well, it doesn't say the year, but this is going to be something from the 80s. There's a Corvette, black, and this is a gloss black interior with a, or excuse me, gloss black exterior with a red interior. The detail on the interior looks good. It just could use a little bit of paint. Here's your profile of this one. Of course, everyone's going to recognize the dual tail lamps. Not sure 100% on these rims. I like the trim around the windshield. And I don't mind being a little bit more particular on these Corvettes just because they are near and dear to my heart. So this one, the profile looks good. The casting is good. It's screaming for just a little bit more detail on the interior, and also maybe the badging on the hood and the trunk. Take a look at it go around one time, and I'll be right back.
The yellow Vette we looked at was a C3. This is a C4, the next generation.
Last up for today is kind of the beefiest one of them all. Shelby AC Cobra 427. That is 0 to 60. I think this joker was in under 3 seconds, if I remember right. I might be exaggerating a little bit. It might be 3.9, but it's 2.9 or 3.9. Here's your lensed headlamps, wipers, and I know this one has a lot of European and British stylings and engineering, but I did put it in here because, well, it was just in that group. Here is your dash. Has a lot of dials on this one. That's kind of neat. Roll suppression system looks good on the rear there. Rims look pretty good. They look a little off to me. I think there should be an extra piece on the center cap. Pipes look good coming down the side around the rocker. And this one does have opening doors. How about that? And maybe that's, there you go. I'll have to work on that. I'm not going to open the other one. There's your Cobra. Let me fix this one and put it on the turntable.
Well, I couldn't find anything definitive online, but a lot of sources cite a 0 to 60 time in a little over 3 seconds for the Super Snake version of a Shelby Cobra 427. Ridiculous.
All right, well, special thanks to Chasing Diecast Cars, as again, he is the one that sent this gift. Check out the color in front of us. That's pretty cool. The 50s had wonderful cars, and I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to enjoy some of them with me today. We'll crank out another one of these as I go through my 1/43rd scale stuff. It won't be too long, but I appreciate you hanging out with me on this one. Take care. See you on the next one.